What's up, team? It's been a minute. Hope everyone is doing well. I've been away for some time, and it's been great for me to be away. Not all great things while I've been away, but it's been great to be away. Um, I don't think I've made a post since March, April, maybe. April was when I decided to take a social media hiatus, and that's now half a year. So, yeah. But I figured I would come in, give you all a small update just about some things that are different for me, some things that I want to focus on moving forward. And it is kind of awkward for me to be back on video. It's just a muscle that I haven't been flexing as much. And so, see how this goes. But 2020 was a year. And 2021 started off on some difficult notes, and I ended up moving into my own place in February, and then in March I went to the doctor, had a couple things diagnosed, and I, in April, decided to get off social media. It wasn't healthy for me. It wasn't helping. In a way, it felt like it was a cry for help, but also like seeking validation or seeking support without just asking for it. And I didn't like how fake it was becoming, or how fake some people can be on social media. I just, I don't have time for it. Like authenticity, generosity, genuine connection. Like it just started meaning more to me. And I also just, I mean, the burnout, like, wow. And it was just not, it wasn't fun. And he's sitting right here. You can't see him, but got a cat. His name is Gravy. He had a brother named Biscuits, but unfortunately Biscuits did not make it. So I have Gravy, and might need to get him like a brother or a sister. Name him Potatoes, or Tato for short, or something else. But he's got one eye for seeing and one eye for aesthetics. It doesn't actually work. You can't see out of it, so it's kind of cute. If he comes over during this, I'll show him to you all. But he and I, 2 weeks after I got him, went on a 2-week cross country road trip to Montana, and that was an experience. I've never done it before. I had wanted to do it, and it was just one of those that I was like, I need to get away. I need to go away. Mentally, I was having a really hard time coping and surviving. And the best option for me was to get away and to write and read and to hopefully find myself a little bit. And first of all, Nebraska, there's nothing in Nebraska. So keep that in mind if you're ever driving out west. there's nothing in Nebraska, and Nebraska, you're awful. Um, Especially when Spotify cuts out, and then there's no service, and you're just in Nebraska looking at nothing for eon. Like Nebraska. Also, as you know, uh, frustrating as Nebraska was, it was very eye opening because then I was left with my thoughts, and it's like, well, we're here. And so I did extensive amounts of writing while we were in Wyoming and in Montana. We went to the Grand Tetons, where I didn't realize that, like, so Gravy has a cat backpack, and I put him on a leash. He's got a little harness. And going there, I was just like, hey, I just want to take my cat hiking. I didn't think about it, like, consciously. I did not think that it would be as big of a deal as it was. But while we were hiking, I became the guy with a cat. And everybody seemed to like really just think it was the cutest thing ever. And I was just like, I just want to go hiking with my cat. So that was interesting. But met some people there, and we buddied up and went hiking, and got some beautiful views. And it was just it was a really, really cool experience. And I have very few photos from the whole trip. I have very few video. I don't think I have a single video from the trip. I might have photos of us in like the RV. My dad let me borrow his RV to take out west. And I didn't want to take photos. I didn't want to take videos. I can do that trip again, but this time I needed it to just be for me. While I was getting into Montana, Butte, Montana, but it's spelled Butte, so I thought it was Butte, Montana. And the brake line, which kind of important for vehicles, stopped working as I was coming down a hill. No, as a mountain, coming down a mountain, and they had to, they do the snake turns or whatever. I don't know what they're called, but the snake turns that, allow you to go down the mountain because instead of plummeting. And I just started to like lose feeling in the gap, in the brake. And it was like, what's happening? What is this? And that was what? And so like I finally get down the mountain. I call my dad. I'm like, hey, I don't know what's going on, but like, I can't stop the RV. I mean, thankfully they had a couple like after the steep hill or mountain, I was able to like slow down, but it was like really had to push. So the brake line broke while I was going through the mountains. Sometimes somewhere in there, had it been more, at any point I could have flipped and just rolled down the entire mountain, could have died, which, would have been the butt of the joke. I get it. It's Butte, Montana, but so I haven't gotten any funnier since I've been gone. But ended up being able to get it serviced the next day in a matter of hours. And we thought it's an old Volkswagen RV, and we thought that it was going to be like this very long, drawn out process. And instead, one of the mechanics just came over, was like, "Oh, this is what happened." It was like fixed, boom, you're ready to go. And I was just like, oh my gosh, like so great, because it was a very big mental challenge. Like here I am at this point, like a full day's worth of driving away from Atlanta. I'm, 16 hours away from getting back home to Michigan. I can't drive anything. And it was like, okay, I might be here for a full week, because they were talking about shipping a part in to get it in. And oh my gosh, very big mental challenge for me. And I was actually really pleased with the way that I handled it because I can get frustrated very quickly. Something I'm working on, and I wasn't upset by it. It was almost just a really gentle reminder, a simple reminder. More on that in a minute. But it was just like, hey, just breathe. Like, you can't do anything about it if the part doesn't come in for, you know, a week. Well, I guess you're stuck for a week, and you're gonna figure it out. And I had everything that Gravy needed. I had everything that I needed. I mean, it would have been very unfortunate, but it's like, what good is like getting really upset about it going to do for me? So I was really thankful that I was able to keep my composure a bit. And then from there, went to a friend's recommendation to Flathead State Park. I believe it's Flathead Lake, I think. But it's in Montana, and oh my goodness, that I had a couple pictures of. That was just beautiful. I got to park in an RV or at a campground, and that's typically where I parked, was like different campgrounds. iOverlander is an app. I'll include it in the links below. Like, it tells you like where you can park, whether there's a fee, where water is, where showers are, bathrooms, like. And being on the road for 2 weeks, I had met a gal who was driving cross country. She was on her third week, like 20, 21 years old, and she was going to try and hit all the national parks over the course of the next 3 months. I'm like trying to wrap my mind around just being gone for 2 weeks, but 3 months, 4 months, like, oh my gosh, like I'm sure she did great. But so I went to Flathead and parked at this little campground and was able to walk with Gravy a bunch. I ended up getting in the water a couple times. You know what? I did have a video of the sunrise. That's right, I forgot that. I have a couple sunrise videos. Now that I think about it. And then, he's sleeping. He's really cute. I'll show you later. But left there and then went up to Glacier National Park, and I feel like I stayed 2 days, but that might not be accurate. I think it was just the 1 day. But we moved a lot, and we saw a bunch, and I ended up having like such a lovely conversation with someone one morning. This woman and her dog. I was filming one morning, a very pristine lake, and oh my gosh, it was gorgeous. And I ended up I had the camera rolling, and she and I just talked. She was going through it, I was going through it, and never heard from her again. And it was just like a really peaceful moment to just share in a human experience. And I was really thankful for the several people that I got to like meet on the trip, because especially with the pandemic, it was like I was one of the only people out there that was going in and putting a mask on just out of habit, out of sheer I don't know you people. I'm just gonna do this thing. Oh, hi, bud. I think Gravy wants to come in. Hi. Oh. So this is Gravy. Look at him. Look how cute he is. He's so cute. Oh, this my shoulder's doing something weird, so I just have tape. Look at him. So this one doesn't work, but this left eye does. Yeah. It's a cool picture photo. Oh, he's looking away. What are we looking at? Hi. So Gravy is an emotional support animal. Um, he's a good boy. I love him so much. Sometimes I call him Gravy Train. He has a gravy station. Oh, did you? Oh, you trying to bite me? Did you try and bite me? Hey, you're a cat. I have to tell him that he's a cat because if I don't, who's gonna? That's a problem. Um, so anyhow, Gravy and I. Oh, no, you're done. All right, I'll just hang. So Gravy and I were there for a bit, and then oh hi, oh now he fights. All right, so and then we started making the trek home. My brother had a race in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, which is 3 hours from Atlanta, and I really wanted to surprise him. When I was getting the RV from my parents, sure enough, my brother showed up and surprised me. So I was like, well, if he's doing that for me, I'm going to see if I can do that for him. It ended up working out really nicely. I went through South Dakota and the Badlands. My cousin Brittany and her wife April are in Iowa, so I got to see them on the way out and on the way back, which was just great. And Gravy, they didn't have a cat before, but because they met Gravy, now they have a cat. So, booyah, Gravy, changing lives. Hi, he's right under the camera. So cute. And so, I got back and the whole trip, I ended up just writing so much. I talked about like my pain, a couple of the darker things that had been mulling over in my head, a library of memories that were plaguing me or haunting me. I didn't really work out while I was there, which was great. I did a couple things with a 20-pound kettlebell, but really I just tried to focus on letting a lot of stuff go. Some of it much easier than others. And, I've really been nervous to share a lot as far as the past bit of time since the pandemic, because I'm almost afraid of what I will share, or afraid of how I will be affected as I try to be as honest as possible. Because I think it's very easy for people nowadays to fake it, and I don't want to do that. There have been several auditions that I have turned down because well, if there's a casting director seeing this, it's not for your project, but for the others. I just don't care sometimes, or I just don't want to invest the time, the late night, my mental health is more important than random audition. And the strike may or may not happen. I don't know what's going on. Our country is so divided, and there's a lot that I just don't have the time for anymore. Like, I'm not here to play games. I want to live a great life, and I want to live it. And Buckingham Fitness now is to a point where I can take 1 week off every month to focus on my mental health, to focus on growing my business, to have the energy and the time to do videos like this where I can actually be sane. I'm tired, but I can be sane, and share some perspectives. And I'm also, one of the bigger things that's coming up, are the mental health masterclass and the fitness masterclass, which I'm hoping to officially launch this coming spring, which means there's a lot of work to do before then. But I've spoken with several local therapists. I'm in the process of consulting with several psychologists for the mental health masterclass. And then for fitness, I'm an expert, but then I also have my brother, Dr. Todd Buckingham, and I have a couple other very, very well informed, well educated individuals who I can rely on as experts to either critique it or to help me make it better. Because this, at the end of the day, is about you all and being able to serve the community. And I love acting. I love creating. I love all of it, but sometimes it's just not fun. It's really not fun to be rejected or not seen or unwanted, whatever feeling or descriptive word you need to empathize. But yeah, sometimes it's just like, look, I don't want to do bad work. I won't do bad work. And great. Hey. So sometimes when I do actually tape auditions, he'll do that. And he'll just be back there. Oh, and now I see these lines. I need to iron that out. But he's a dork. He gets it from me. But yeah, and so like I'm trying to focus on the things that really matter to me, and I can't wait to have more auditions, and especially auditions that I'm like really interested in and really intrigued by. But sometimes you got to play the game of the industry, but my life's not a game to me, and I won't treat it as such. And so if I am, as a giver, as someone who inherently gives, that's something that I need to be really mindful of with giving my energy to everyone else before I do it to myself. I have had, whether they personal or professional relationships, where I give so much and some people just take and it doesn't bother them. I mean, why would it? They get, hey bud, can you stop? Thank you. He's not gonna stop. And so I want to do things differently, and I want to do the things that scare me, the things that I know that I am ready for, the things that I know I'll battle with imposter syndrome on. I started a mental health care package business called A Simple Reminder, where I send handwritten notes to people every month when they sign up, and little thank you cards and Instagram cutouts that I made 450 of these, my own. Oh my gosh, I didn't tell you I got a tattoo. Oh, I got a tattoo. So here's. Can we see that? So, yeah. As I did this, I was like, oh yeah, hey, I got a tattoo of my trip. So this is a mountain in the Tetons. But a simple reminder, you get stickers, some affirmations, some perspective shifts. Spent a lot of time putting this all together, and I'm excited to, share more with people, and just try more. I've been so afraid of trying in certain ways, and other things I don't want to try, and then other things, oh man, why don't I try that? And I'm the only person that's holding me back from that. You are your biggest obstacle. There's hi, gosh, we tend to be our biggest obstacles in our own way, and I don't want to do that to myself anymore. Um, and yep, I really don't want to be on camera. Um, and but I think it's time. I think it's time to get back. I think it's time to push forward and to fail a little bit and to love a whole lot more, despite others and sure, you can tell I'm carefully trying to word this. Despite the treatment of others, I want to love that much more. I want to give that much more, within reason, of course. But I want to do the things that I like doing because I like doing them. Also because they're the right thing to do, but because I enjoy doing them, and because I believe it's the right thing to do. Despite what anyone else says, despite what others have tried to bring me down with. And, did I lose them or did I find myself? And I want to keep finding who I am. I'm really excited to see where the next year takes me. Three and a half years ago, I started Buckingham Fitness, and then this past year, I started the Bucking Fit Life. And then this year, I started a simple reminder. I'm still acting and writing, not writing as much as I'd like, not the scripts, but writing. I'm starting to write a book, and there are times where I need to reel in my ambition, because that really burns me out. But then also, let's go for it, because there's so much more of life that I want to explore, that I want to experience, and I'm just craving it. So I'm excited, and I hope you are too, because I want to do a better job of not necessarily documenting, because I'm not going to be that person. It just feels too inauthentic. But then is this any different though? Like, because I'm kind of staging it, lights, backlight, cat. I don't know. I got less than 2 minutes, but yeah, I want to come in, answer weekly questions. I want to share some things and do some things differently, and I want to help. I want to help because I know what it's like to not have help. And if there's something that I can do moving forward, it's to make sure that people know that they matter and that they're cared for, and that that tomorrow will come. And sometimes you just got to hang on for 3 more hours, 20 more minutes, 5 more seconds. But it is worth it. I would know. So, you're not alone. And you are so worthy of so many great things. I'll see you on the next one, team. Welcome back.